Hi, I'm Dr. Dylesia, mother-daughter trauma expert, and I am back with another video on narcissistic moms, mother-in-laws, and mother figures. If you didn't catch my last video, you are going to want to because we walk through the entire manual that therapists like myself use to diagnose people with narcissistic personality disorder. So make sure you check that video out. But today we're going to be talking about covert narcissism and what signs you can look for to determine whether or not your mom, mother-in-law, or mother figure is a covert narcissist. So something I love to do is get ready with me's. I think it's the perfect way to mix girliness with learning some information about how to overcome mother-daughter trauma, how to understand it better. So today we're going to be doing some skincare. So I want you to know that I will already wash my face with this La Roche-Posay, facial cleanser. So obviously the benefits of washing your face are pretty common, right? So it removes bacteria. It's going to remove any dirt, any type of makeup or impurities. So I won't spend a whole lot of time on that, but I'm going to go through all the skincare products I use, including my facial moisturizer. It will be 5 products, and we also have 5 signs to talk about. So we're just going to kind of mix and match, and this will be a kind of chatty, get ready with me video. So the first thing that I do is I do my toner, and I'm actually using the Fenty Skin Fat Water. And when it comes to toner is really going to balance out your skin tone. It's going to also balance the pH of your skin. So that's one of the reasons why we utilize toner, okay? And I'm just going to put some on my hand, a dab on my hand, put it together, and then literally just put it all over my face and my neck. And while we're doing that, so first sign of your mom being a covert narcissist, actually before we do that, let's talk about what the difference between a covert narcissist and an overt narcissist is. So pretty much an overt narcissist is somebody who's loud. They are pretty boisterous. Everybody kind of knows this person is a narcissist because it's pretty obvious, because they're always out and about making noise and being narcissistic, right? But when it comes to our covert narcissists, which is where a lot of you will find that your mother figures fall, is it's really only noticeable in interpersonal relationships with them. So what that means is that they can kind of fly under the radar, and the world is not knowing this, right? You're telling people, I had this experience with her. They're like, girl, no, you didn't. She is the sweetest, nicest lady ever. I remember people used to, and my mom actually is not a narcissist, but I have some mother figures who are. But my mom in particular, I would have people tell me, even to my husband, he was married to me already. And he was like, she's just a nice old lady. Like, what do you mean? Granted, old is such a, like, what do you even mean by that? Because she really wasn't that old. But he was like, what do you mean this lady is like terrorizing and torturing you? And that may be some of what a lot of you have heard if you have a covert narcissist mom, mother-in-law, or mother figure. So they're just flying under the radar. Nobody really is able to tell. And it likely is because they don't have a whole lot of interpersonal relationships, because if you watch my last video, you learned that women who are narcissists, men who are narcissists, anybody who's narcissist, they're going to struggle with their interpersonal relationships anyway. So there aren't a lot of people that are even going to get in enough to know that this person is a narcissist. But those who get in and have any sort of psychological awareness are going to immediately be like, something is not right here. So that's the first thing, is I wanted to give you an overview of what we're looking at here. It doesn't mean that the signs that I'm going to share are any different amongst covert and overt narcissists, but I'm just really going to focus on how they display themselves if your mom is someone who flies under the radar. So the next thing we're going to do for skincare is we're going to use our vitamin C oil. Now you'll see I'm using this Shea Moisture Brighter Days Ahead serum, and it has papaya and vitamin C. Now y'all, this is not the most sophisticated vitamin C oil that you can ever get. It's not, I'll admit it. It smells amazing, okay? And I love it. I mean, it makes my skin feel great. So I'm sticking beside her, okay? So the purpose of your vitamin C oil, which you're going to do this in the morning, when you do your night care routine, you'll have like a hydrochloric acid sort of oil instead of your vitamin C. But the purpose of this is it's going to brighten up your skin tone. It's going to make your skin glow. It also has some, slowing of aging type of effects in it. So that's why we utilize this. And that would be the second step in our skincare routine if we're not counting actually cleaning. Now, y'all, it's so important for me to share this kind of information in addition to the information that I share about mother-daughter trauma, because I didn't know any of this, y'all. Like, honestly, before I got pregnant with my daughters, which was back in 2021, and my skin was like terrible, and I was thinking that I could do something to fix my skin, I was pregnant, right? Like, you can't do nothing. It just is what it is. But I went on kind of a manhunt trying to figure out skincare. And I was asking friends, I was researching things. And honestly, before that, I was one of those people that was like, that's too much. I don't have time for all of that. It's too many steps. Why can't they just put everything in one bottle? And then I just pump a thing and then put it on my face. I didn't understand. And I would get lost in the steps, and I would watch YouTube videos, and people would say basic skincare routine or simple skincare routine. And I was like, this is not simple, y'all. This is 72 steps. So I was always one of those people, and I didn't really have bad skin. Like, I never had any skin issues. So don't tell nobody. Okay, tell people because I don't care. I would use Dove. Like, I literally would just use the same bar soap or body wash that I use on my skin, And people have their issues with Dove. Again, I'm going to stick beside Dove. But I would just use that. And we all know that you're not supposed to use that, right? Like, you're supposed to have an actual skincare routine. Still trying to teach my husband that, but my daughters are well aware, and they want a lot of mommy stuff if they watch me do my skincare routine. So second step, not including cleansing, is going to be your oil. Okay. Now let's do the second sign. Well, we haven't even done the first sign, right? Dylesia, go back. So I'm about to give y'all 2 signs. Number 1 would be that she has an utter disregard for other people's feelings. Now, the way that this comes out in an interpersonal relationship, which people would not know unless they're in an interpersonal relationship with the person, is this is not a safe space. Like, when you hear other women say, yeah, I went to my mom and I was telling her about a breakup, or I was telling her about this issue that I'm having with my supervisor at work, or I was venting to her about a friendship problem that I'm trying to work and resolve it in one of my relationships with another woman. This mom is not going to do that. Like, you might have conversations with this particular mom, a covert narcissistic mom, but you're not getting any sort of like benefit from it. It's not fulfilling. It's really just information sharing. And then it's also her utilizing it as a platform for her needs to be met. So there's no sort of emotional investment or involvement at all. Like, you are just talking to her to be talking. It is simply a routine. It's simply probably you just trying to fulfill and check off your duty boxes as a daughter. And it might be you trying to, at some point, get something out of her. You're like, God, I done told this lady, like, I'm heartbroken. I done ate ramen noodles every single day for dinner. I can't get out of the bed in the morning. And she's just glazed over it. No amount of information I give her is making her maternal instincts kick in. So it could be that you're constantly trying, and it's just not working because she has a disregard for other people's feelings. So that's one of the signs that you're going to see. The second sign is that she needs praise, like needs it and needs it bad, okay? So I've actually seen this come out, and I've seen all these come out, but a particular incident rings in my mind. Several particular incidences, and I'm just going to hodgepodge them together so that nobody feels called out regarding this. But I think about times when I have talked to clients, friends, even in my own relationships with mother figures in my life. And one of the common denominators and themes that I see when it comes to this particular sign is that this woman is going to take credit for accomplishments that are not even her accomplishments. So she could even hate somebody in the family. But if this person has done something that is like publicly going to be seen as successful, she's attaching herself to it. You know, it's going to be a reshare on a Facebook post. I've even heard women say things like, my mom doesn't even talk to me, but every time she somehow gets a picture of her grandchildren, it's going up on her Facebook. She hasn't seen them in 5 years, you know? So it's like, it is a show. Everything's a show, but it's so that she can get the praise. Those are your grandchildren. Those are your children. That's your daughter-in-law. That's whoever it is to her. The proximity of the relationship is important only if there are accomplishments that are attached to it. And you can even see that sometimes when people aren't accomplishing anything, she's not really regarding them at all because they don't have anything that they're doing for her reputation or her image, right? So that's the second thing that you'll see. Is she gonna need praise? And granted, she don't like if somebody else gets the praise over her. So I've even heard or witnessed or experienced, because I ain't gonna tell which, but I do share a lot of my personal story, but this is just not what this video is about. So don't think that I'm hiding things at all, because I am very, very transparent about this. And if you follow me on Instagram, Dr. Dylesia, you are aware that I am. But again, not the platform. However, this mom will get pissed off if somebody else is getting credit and she wants to get the credit. So like I said, I've seen situations where, you know, maybe somebody accomplished something and they're married. So their spouse gets like, you know, oh, congratulations to your wife, or I bet you supported him or her in X, Y, and Z journey as they sought to accomplish this thing. And she's pissed because I'm the mama. I did that. It's all about what she did to get this person to this particular accomplishment area that they're in. Even if she ain't did nothing besides be attached to them in a biological manner or something. Oh, I know her. She used to be my neighbor. So that it makes her feel like she also accomplished and she's getting praise. So let's go back to our skincare routine a little bit. I actually I have 2 more items and I have 3 more things to say. So what I'm going to do is just say the next thing. So the third sign that you're going to see is a sense of entitlement, okay? So this mom, mother-in-law, or mother figure is completely disregarding boundaries. They're disregarding common courtesy hierarchies. And by that, I mean, I'm not a hierarchy kind of gal. Like, even when it comes to my daughters, I have identical twin daughters. No one but me and their dad knows who came out first because it doesn't matter. You know, maybe later in life when I share their birth story with them, I don't mind telling them the story. But it grinds my gears when people like put, especially twins, y'all were born a minute apart. Come on, ain't nobody older or younger. When people put themselves in higher positions, like, and use that as a power dynamic or power struggle, I don't like that at all. So I'm not talking about hierarchies in the sense of like, I'm over you. I'm just saying, like, you know, like I said with the last example, husbands and wives, everyone knows that when it comes to getting married, your family that you have created is your top priority. So that means that mama's needs, siblings' needs, all those needs are going to fall under what your family needs from you, right? This mama don't care about that. There's no such thing as that. She's getting upset because you're not prioritizing her, even if she probably don't even know, right? So I want to say, even if she knows that you're supposed to choose your family or your children or what have you, she might not know, y'all. She might not even realize it. It just goes straight over her head because for her, she is the person who you should care the most about. And let me give you a little bit of education around that. So what a lot of people don't know about narcissists, and this is an insider fact, is that they have terrible self-esteem. So they're like cries for attention, needs for admiration, all of those things are really, you can look at it as like a toddler saying, look at me, look at me. They didn't get attention growing up a lot of times. If you were to go into their trauma history, and you know, they probably won't tell it to you, but what little you do know and what little you're able to deduce by reasoning based on what you know about their family dynamics, you will see that they probably weren't somebody that got a lot of affection, love. Nobody really saw them. And because of that, they're spending their life constantly looking for that in every single place that they can. And it doesn't matter if it's the appropriate place to find it or not, they're still looking for it. So that's where narcissism even comes from, is low self-esteem. They seem like they really, really like themselves, but in reality, they don't. So this person is not going to be happy about not being prioritized, even if it makes sense that you're not prioritizing them. You could have a newborn child and you're like, they need to go to sleep because it's bedtime, nap time, whatever. And they're like, well, I'm coming to visit. They don't need to take a nap because I am the star of the show, right? So that's number 3. Now let's divert to our skincare. So now I'm going to use some eye cream. Again, not your most sophisticated options for eye cream. I'm also one of those girlies where if I find something that works, I usually am not product junkie, switching and swapping. Now that could change if somebody sends me some free products to review, right? Y'all see this YouTube video, y'all like, this is amazing. Let me get this lady a sponsorship. Then I will give y'all honest feedback and opinions. But if it has to come out of my pocket, I'm not buying it. So if it works, then it's going to work forever, right? Until it just don't work no more. So this actually is called Brighten Eye cream. It's from the Ink Key list, and I got it from Sephora. I actually have another one that's in my travel kit that I really like. I have a separate skincare items in my travel kit just so I can grab it and go when it's time to travel. One of the big difficulties of traveling, y'all let me know if y'all want a travel video, because I be having to pack for myself, for my kids. I have 2 children, as I told y'all before, and then I have to tell my husband what needs to be packed so he can be ready. So traveling gets really, really lit. Let me know if y'all want to see how we travel with our girls. I think they've been on at least maybe 15 flights at this point, and they're a little over 2, almost 2.5. So either way, I do have a separate kit where I do my travel stuff. So I have a different one in here, and once this runs out, I probably will get that one, but this works well. So with your eye cream, you're just gonna put a little bit. And honestly, so fun fact is you can use this on dark spots anywhere on your face. It doesn't just have to be under your eyes, but that also reveals one of the benefits of using it is that it helps remove dark circles from under your eyes. It also removes puffiness and wrinkles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dab that. I'm going to just dab it on in, just like that. Some people might actually just use the applicator and, do it that way. But either way, you're just going to dab, right? Just dabbing under your eye. Dabbing, dabbing, dabbing under your eye. Okay. And you want to do your skincare routine often, every day, twice a day. You might have a different one for nighttime, maybe some different products for nighttime, but you're not really going to see consistency in the quality of your skin if you're not doing it as frequently as you need to. My husband, he be trying to tell me, I need some eye patches. So I have these like retinol infused eye patches that I'll do. And they also do the same thing, reducing puffiness, lines, wrinkles, dark spots. And he'll just come home after like 50 years of not using them and be like, oh, I need some tonight. And I'm like, you have to use these regularly, Nigel. You can't just put these on at your convenience when you feel like your skin is in need of it, because it's in need of it even when it doesn't seem like it's in need of it, right? So as I said, I'm just going to tap that in, and then we're going to do our 4th sign. So 4th sign that your mom, mother-in-law, or mother figure is a covert narcissist is that they cannot handle any constructive criticism, okay? So constructive criticism comes at any time, right? Like it's the lifeblood of wonderful relationships. I have to be able to give you feedback, tell you how you're doing, get an assessment of how I'm doing. Those are just like natural exchanges in relationships. It happens at work. It happens in friendships. It should be able to happen in parenting. It should be able to happen in mother-in-lawing, and it just should be able to happen in any relationship, right? But no, ma'am, not with this mom, okay? If you give this mom any criticism, it ain't even going, it could be the nicest form. You done spent 10 hours figuring out how you gonna say this. You done talked to your therapist and said, she don't usually accept criticism very well. So I need your help with formulating this in the most violent way possible. And that therapist, you don't spend $200 on that session, and y'all spent the entire 50 minutes crafting this world award-winning Nobel Peace Prize statement. She's still gonna get mad, okay? Because to this person, any feedback other than the praise that I told you earlier that they need is an attack. You have offended me and I must defend myself, right? It goes back to that core feeling that they have low self-esteem, and you are triggering that nerve by saying anything that makes them feel like they're inadequate, right? So you have stepped on a landmine. They're not going to be able to accept it. And what you'll see is that they will go on a warpath for anybody who gives them any sort of criticism. Like, they don't like this person no more. Now they are attacking them, smearing their name in the streets. That may be something that maybe more of a covert narcissist would do. So maybe not in the streets, but in their interpersonal relationships. Or an overt narcissist would likely do that. A covert narcissist is probably going to use silent treatment. Like, maybe they're just not going to say anything until you come back and renege on the criticism that you gave them, and are more so like, girl, I didn't mean that. I did not mean that at all. Like, we friends, I was wrong and you were right. These are the words that kind of person is looking for to glaze the situation over. They are not going to have an accountability driven conversation at all. They are, if you're conversing with them about somebody who has given them constructive criticism, they are going to feel like that's their enemy. They're going to be attacking that person, telling you all types of dirt and putting just salt on that person's name. And you're probably sitting there like, well, dang, all she did was ask you if you can, label your stuff in the office refrigerator so it don't get thrown out. Like, that's literally all Susie asked you to do. And now she's telling you about Susie's husband and how he don't like her and how she ugly. And it's just all crazy types of things because she does not like any sort of criticism, okay? So last step is going to be our moisturizer. Easy peasy, right, y'all? We cleaned our face. We used our oil. We did our eye cream. Well, y'all, look at me messing up. We did our toner after we cleansed our face. We did our oil. Then we did our eye cream. And then now we're doing our final, which is our moisturizer. I love this moisturizer. It's by Youth to the People. And it is adaptogen deep cream moisturizer. And it has ashwagandha in it and some other stuff I can't pronounce. Reishi pentapeptide. I don't know if I'm saying that right, y'all. But anyway, I love this stuff. I've used this, like, I've bought this over and over and over. It just makes my skin feel amazing. So all I do, I dip it in. I put me some on my forehead, chin, and cheeks. And then I'm just rubbing that in too. And my skin feels so good right now. Like, it feels very elastic. And that's one of the things that moisturizer does, is it improves the elasticity of your skin. It also is going to give you some hydration. I mean, it's moisturizer. That's pretty obvious, right? And then additionally, it is going to protect your skin too. So it's like a barrier. And I love it. It feels so good, y'all. But that brings me to our last, because I don't want this video to be too long. Our last one is that mama is going to be regulating that image, child. And she will do that in a covert way. A mom who is narcissistic is going to be very manipulative, honestly. So she might try to control what you do so that it fits into the image that she's publicly created of herself. And honestly, a lot of times, like, as I've observed, witnessed, experienced, been told about, from clients and stuff, one of the common things I've seen come up in this is like, girl, don't nobody even know you. So why are you even trying to regulate an image when no one is checking for you or looking at you, right? Like, you have 17 Facebook friends and they all go to our church that we went to growing up. Like, come on. So you'll see that the person, as I said in my last video, they have this very inflated self-image. So they don't know that they don't matter. You can't tell them that, and everyone matters, right? Like, Dylesia doesn't mean that in a bad way, hearts, okay? But they don't know that ain't nobody paying no attention to them. But nonetheless, they have an image and it needs to be upheld. And as their child, as their in-law, as their, mentee, whatever you are to them, they are going to want you to fit into that. So I've seen times or experienced times or been told about times where, weddings, like somebody's having a wedding and it's not up to the par of the mother figure because she's sort of made people think that she has money or that she has prestige or connections or what have you. And you are just spending based on your actual provisions. Like you're not trying to go above your budget or anything. She's unhappy with that. She might suggest different times that you should do it so that you can be able to put on something that puts her in a good light. She might try to give you money, take out loans, those kinds of things, just because it all needs to make sense for the narrative that she's publicly created for herself. Or in the event that she hasn't publicly created a narrative per se, the narrative of how she sees herself in her head. So she's going to be super manipulative. Children need to always be dapper, and we all know with kids, like they just living life like and let their mama tell it they ain't doing it right? But no, they are literally just, they don't care. Like I do my daughter's hair and then literally 5 seconds later they have destroyed it, like completely. You would think, girl, did I even try to do your hair today? And okay, cool, they too. But this is not okay for your mom. It's like, why do they have that on their shirt? Why is their hair not done? Because she needs it all to fit into who she has imagined herself to be and maybe even publicized herself to be. So those are our 5 telltale signs that your mom, mother-in-law, or mother figure is a covert narcissist. Let me know in the comment section below, was anything surprising, was anything just like, girl, you have called her number, okay? Do you know this lady? Let me know in the comments below what your reactions are, and I will see you next time. My next video, let me tell you what it is. Let me pick up my phone and let you know. I should know this, right? But it is tactics that your covert narcissistic mother, mother-in-law, or matriarch may be using to outrage or control you. So make sure you stay tuned for that because I know that she'd be getting under your skin. And I want to let you in on all the tactics. I will see you next time. Have a great day.